Greetings, I'm Zach, and today I've got another physical media video for you. Okay, I'm not entirely sure where to start with this one, because this, in particular, is almost like a two-part video. And by that I mean, I have an unboxing for you, and a bit of a rant, oh no, at Amazon for a rather, I don't know how to say it, but it was a crime, and all physical media's collectors, I dare say, have experienced this particular one. And unfortunately, for this one, I am a bit peeved. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be unboxing this absolutely phenomenal 4K Hammer Horror Captain KRONOS Deluxe Collector's Edition box set. Wow. Just wow. This is a title that I had dreamed of getting some kind of deluxe, like limited edition release. This just excels far beyond my wildest expectations when it comes to this particular title. Because I remember when I first watched this, I was actually really pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be like one of my preferred favourite Hammer horror vampire movies, but it is. In my opinion, it's one of my favourites. It's one of my favourites. It's certainly up there. Not as good as like Christopher Lee's Dracula, but it is up there nonetheless. So, talking design-wise, let's get some positives in there first before I go on to the negatives. It's nothing to do with the box set, it's all to do with the delivery via Amazon, you naughty people. So, box set, faux leather design, has that absolutely stunning Captain KRONOS motif on the front that really captures the light so extremely well. The texture on this is just like a leather-bound book. It is absolutely fantastic. I cannot fault the design of this, considering this is also a direct from Hammer restoration as well, and we don't see many of those. So this is highly commendable, highly commendable. So before we go into the box set, perhaps if I open up a tiny bit, on the corners here we do have a little bit of denting. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? But perhaps the biggest crime is on this interior box here, which there is damage at both ends. You can really see it on that end, and to be fair, in my opinion, that is far from okay, because Amazon, why don't you have the collectors in mind? In the past, I've ordered from you and you've been absolutely stellar in your packaging. But for this thing, this absolutely fabulous piece of physical media, you decided to put it in the paper bag. The paper bag of utter doom that is going to protect it from, frankly, nothing to do with the delivery process. I'm amazed that it hasn't been affected more than it actually has. I am incredibly peeved, but it could have been far worse, and the whole returns thing, as much as I'm considering it, I don't think that's a route I particularly want to go down, because I got a massive discount on this, which does help. It does help with my acceptance of it. It's not a deal, but it does help, because retail price for this, £50, which I think is actually really good, because I think it would be worth, more so as a little bit of a comparison here, a smaller box. We have Godzilla -1 here, which I can do an unboxing for you in the future. Again, very similarly textured. Thankfully, it was delivered okay by Amazon. But this was £64? Whereas this Captain KRONOS, which is far thicker, contains arguably far more stuff, was only £50. And my discount on it was indeed £15, so I got it for basically £35 all in all, which for a 4K, a 5-disc 4K is really quite good, because standard 4K can be £24.99 to £30, so just over that I've got an extra 4 discs, etc, etc. So we'll call it a quits there on the rant. So going back to the absolutely brilliant unboxing of this fabulous box set that is going to sit proudly on my shelf, perhaps alongside the likes of Dawn of the Dead up here, which I can do an unboxing on. Let's go into it and see what it has to offer our horror fans, our Hammer horror fans. So, nice, easy access side port on the side there, revealing some classic posters there, very highly detailed. I'm actually very impressed with the looks of that. It's just such a shame about that damage. I really hoped, of all the like orders and stuff, that this wasn't gonna happen, and unfortunately it did, which is a real bummer. It is a real bummer in this particular case. So I will be putting a rather harsh review on my delivery for that. So, going back into the box, this is obviously the disc retention hub. Oh wow, I have to come up with really posh names for things, don't I? Oh crikey. Wow, this really does unfold. Okay, let's start on this side. Very, very cool. It makes me want to watch this movie again. It highly does. But disc wise, wow. Are they all in frame? Are they all in frame? I kind of have to turn around. I have to do that. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's really cool. So in here we have got the 4K disc of the widescreen UK theatrical version, the full screen as filmed version in 4K, the widescreen US theatrical version in 4K, the same things again on Blu-ray, so that's another 2 discs, and then a documentaries and interviews disc, which is indeed another Blu-ray disc. So 3 Blu-ray discs and 2 4Ks. To be fair, I'm amazed that they managed to release an entire thing with this many discs on arguably such an obscure movie. I just think it's an absolute treat that they've actually done this for this, because I think I almost predicted or hypothesized, I think it was sometime last year in one of our videos, that I said, wouldn't it be cool if they did a 4K of Captain KRONOS? What happens? A couple of months later, boom, right there. They were watching the videos. They were watching the videos. So that is not all that is in this wonderful box. So next up, we have, what's this? Captain KRONOS, Vampire Hunter, the horror classic as a graphic novel. Oh. Quick little spin through some of the pages. All in black and white, no problem with that. This is a really great edition. I would compare it to the likes of the novel that actually comes in the Dawn of the Dead box set. They didn't have to do this, but I'm really glad that they included this, because this gives me something to read. It's just another layer of collecting when it comes to this. Some people aren't so fussed about the bonus features, but when it is considered with the deluxe edition of this, obviously this release, and I dare say at some point we're just going to get a standard release, but I wouldn't say that it would come with the bonus discs, or indeed perhaps some of the cuts, because I mean 3 cuts across 2 discs times 2, 4 discs, and then the interviews, you'd think with a standard release they would have the likes of just maybe two discs. But I'm really glad about having the little graphic novel here. It'll be something for me to sink my teeth into. Wow, did I really say that about a vampire thing? Yes, I did, because I'm a fan. Next up, we have... now, okay, so a lot of these kind of releases have art cards, and I'm totally down with art cards 100%. But I'm kind of baffled as to the design of these, because if I just cycle through them now, they don't seem, all in all, particularly exciting. I've got a couple of action shots of them doing some sword fighting, but there isn't anything that's particularly vampire-y, which I found quite interesting. Now, it does say on the back that these are the original US lobby cards. It's a facsimile, 2 of 8 actually, so there's 8 cards in all. I don't know. These are quite large and they are very well designed, but perhaps one of the weaker aspects of this particular release. Really cool, but I feel as if perhaps design-wise it would have been better to have something with a bit more gore, in there. I'd be okay with that. Definitely include them, but maybe just a tiny bit more goriness, a bit more gory action. But it is nice to know that they were obviously like the original designs for some of the lobby cards back when it originally came out. So we're almost there when it comes to the bits and pieces in here. We have Shock Horror, another funky book. In here we have, let's see, the KRONOS Chronicles. That means, wow, you can just look at that. An absolute gold mine of... oh, that script's at the back. That's kind of cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just Paramount Pictures Handbook of Production Information. It's just some production information, which is all nice to see. It's all nice to see in here. Interesting little factoid. Obviously, it was marketed originally coming out with Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. That is my original version of how I got to watch this movie. It was on a double disc DVD release, very kind of a bit choppy from CEX. I do believe that ironically had quite a lot of sticker damage on it. And subsequently, obviously, Second Sight have released the Frankenstein and Monster from Hell, which only on Blu-ray is available for like the £35 mark, so kind of what I similarly paid for this. So would it be worth me tracking that down? I think so, but perhaps trying to get it as maybe a better price, I think. Maybe if they do like a standard release, I would be okay with that. But in this instance, I am really happy, and as of the two movies, I would probably give this one the edge against the odds. Fun little fact, Carolyn Munro obviously stars in this, at Earth's Core, and various other movies. But I do have, I'm not entirely sure which one it is, but top shelf up there, I do have a Big Finish audio drama that she stars in, and her signature addressed, it's signed to Bob, Carolyn Munro, which is quite funny. It was a funny little dedication thing I picked up when I was interested in the Big Finish Doctor Who audio dramas. Perhaps I could do a collection video on that. I think that would be fun to share, because it's something a bit different, and I'm always about doing something like that. As we do like older forms of media, physical media, I do have a massive pile of laser discs over there if you're interested in seeing those. But beyond that, the final feature of this particular box set is indeed a classic little I say little poster. It's actually, let's give it an unfold, double-sided. There we are. Got a good smell. Very high quality print as well. Vampire Hunter, and then that similarly green one on the back there. Now, okay. boiling down to the meat and potatoes of this particular video, I know that it has been slightly overshadowed by the fact that Amazon has basically done a bit of a dirty on me on the delivery side of things, which big corporations and everything, you're going to get it once in a while, unfortunately. I do want to stress that this is and will remain in my collection as one of the highest quality 4K Blu-ray releases that I have ever seen. It is a phenomenal box set, and I absolutely look forward to diving straight into this, given adequate opportunity to obviously rewatch the movie, as it is indeed a really good movie. And I do think this is going to have pride and place further along the shelf, maybe just angled just right that I can see it from my desk and it can catch the light perfectly, because just you feel the weight, it's got all the quality there. Hammer have done a stellar job on this release, and I hope that they do some more in the future. To this quality would be phenomenal, but I would be happy with an entire standardized range. I know there's a lot of issues with copyright on who owns which movies and things when it comes to Hammer horror films, and let's not forget they have done a couple of newer releases in recent years. I believe, well, I say recent years, you had Let Me In, and I believe The Quiet Ones, which I picked up on DVD in a previous unboxing video, so I really need to check those out again. But there we are, £35 for the Captain KRONOS and Vampire Hunter set. If you can pick it up at a similar price, well done you. I would express caution when it comes to the postage of such. Perhaps not Amazon in this particular case, perhaps the likes of HMV, because I know that they do pretty solid, sturdy boxes when it comes to packaging their stuff, especially the likes of Steelbooks, Doctor Who, the collection box set, stuff like that. I think that may be the way to go if I was having to recommend this to you guys out there. Anyway, so I think we'll round it up there. Naughty Amazon on your stupid delivery things. If anyone else has experienced anything like that, please let me know in the comments. It would be fun to share a couple of stories on the horrors that are postage nightmares. Perhaps we could do a video on it in the future. That would be absolutely great. A bit of collaboration there. So, in the meantime, please let me know if you enjoyed this box set. Have you added it to your collection? Or, indeed, why haven't you added it to your collection? Is it not worth getting in 4K? Because I would certainly say that it is, but that's not going to be the opinion of everyone. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one.